real estate across southern Kentucky now with the severe thunderstorm warnings and with this tornado warning with one cell that is coming toward the Lake Cumberland area. This entire region continues to be under a severe thunderstorm watch that goes until 8 o'clock this evening. It does not include far eastern Kentucky, but I suspect there's a chance we get some of those counties to be included in that very, very shortly. So your first alert radar network now. When you look at the lightning on this, you can see exactly the hot spots of the worst of the weather. Notice how this stuff is kind of calming down a little bit north of Lexington, but it is ramping up here across southern Kentucky where we have a little more instability available. We've had a little more tropical humidity down here. We had some peaks of sun showing up as well. So now that we're into the peak heating of the day, that's where we're getting these thunderstorms that are really, really ramping up here into southern Kentucky. So there's your tornado warning with this cell that is on top of Cumberland City, a far southern tip of Russell County. If you're watching us into Russell Springs, this is just to our south. Jamestown, a very close call. But again, that is rolling its way now into northwestern parts of Wayne County. So if you're watching us right now into Monticello, into far southern parts of Russell County, you need to be in your safe shelter immediately. A basement is preferable. I know a lot of us, we don't have basements, so it's advisable to get to the lowest possible floor. Now we look inside this storm, we can kind of give it an MRI, if you will. So we're not looking at the typical radar return with this. We're looking to see what the winds are inside this system, and this is now a little more of a broad rotation, but if we're looking at one area where if we're getting a tornado, it is right here. This is Cumberland City, this is Monticello, so it would be just to the north of 90 here, making its way out of Clinton County and into the northwestern tip of Wayne County. So that's a warning that goes for, you're roughly 25, almost 30 minutes from now up until the 5:45 Eastern time. Severe thunderstorm warnings are also out here into parts of southern Kentucky. You got Whitley County, you got Knox County, far southern parts of Laurel County. Then on the northern side of Laurel County, that's a separate severe thunderstorm warning that is out into those areas as well, where we've got severe thunderstorm warnings that go as far to the east as McKee into Jackson County. Northern parts of the region, severe thunderstorm warning, Cynthiana over toward the Mount Olivet area. Broaden out the view a little bit to show you the culprit with this is an upper level low. You see that spinning its way coming out of Kansas City into the Ohio Valley. So we're getting the air upstairs kind of split a little bit. And what you're doing with that, you're creating quick rises in the atmosphere. So you're getting these thunderstorms that are really towering very, very tall in the atmosphere. And a few of those are starting to spin just a little bit, especially here to the west of Monticello into Wayne County. So if you're watching us right now into far southern parts of Russell County and into Monticello and west into Wayne County, you need to be in that safe shelter. Safest place is always going to be a basement, interior room on the first floor. If you don't have that basement, if you got a mobile home, you're in a mobile home, get out of there. Go talk to a neighbor. Hey, knock on their door. Ask if you can come in for a little while until this storm blows over. And above all else, we preach this time and time again with severe weather and especially during tornadoes. Protect the noggin, protect your head. Most injuries or fatalities occur from debris that is flying around in those high winds. Safest place to be in a tornado. Let me show you a diagram of a home here. It is going to be in the interior part of this home. The areas of green would be the area you want to be in. You want to put as many walls between where you are and the outside as possible. So you can see the interior room, the bathroom, a closet, and that basement is going to be the prime spot. If you do have a basement, that is where you need to be. So again, folks here into Wayne County and Russell County, yeah, that's where you need to be in those safe shelters immediately as this possible tornado continues to make its way through those areas of southern Kentucky. So we go back to our first alert radar network just to show you exactly what we're dealing with. And I'm going to give everything a little look over here to see what we are dealing with. And not getting a whole lot of social media reports as of now, but we're going to continue to watch that storm. We go inside that one more time. I do want to show you the rotation that is continuing to become a little more spread out. If we're getting that tornado, it's going to be just to the west here of Monticello into Wayne County. So up close and personal would be right about here. There's Monticello. Notice how we get that tight little couplet that is showing up just to the north of 90 here, west of Monticello into Wayne County. I'm going to look and see if we've had any reports coming from the National Weather Service offices, and not seeing anything from the storm that made its way out of Russell County. Not seeing anything just yet coming out of the Wayne County area, which is under the control of the National Weather Service in Jackson. So we had two different entities, two different National Weather Service offices that are issuing warnings on this same cell as it crosses out of the jurisdiction from the National Weather Service in Louisville into the jurisdiction of the National Weather Service down in Breathitt County in Jackson. So here is our couplet. So if you're, again, to the north of Highway 90, there's Monticello. This would be the area of greatest concern. This is the area of greatest concern where that possible tornado would be taking place to the southwest of Monticello. See the sweep go by, we get a new image in, and again, this is a little bit of a broader rotation that we're seeing compared to what happened 15 minutes or so ago into Clinton County. But also a word of caution. This is kind of radar no man's land down here, where all the radar beams, they kind of, with the curvature of the earth, they kind of overshoot storms into this part of the world because they don't see those as well because of the curvature of the earth. You want to look in the low levels of the atmosphere. So the radars can sometimes give you a little bit of a false reality with storms in the low levels of the atmosphere because they just cannot sample the bottom of a severe thunderstorm like what we're seeing with this particular cell that is making its way through Monticello. So I'm going to take this off here. I'm going to take the radar. I'm just going to go back to the traditional radar and go in and talk about some of the areas that are potentially under the gun. There's Monticello. There's the Frisbee area. Parnell, and then there's 1546, it looks like the community of Merle, toward Cabell and back to the west. And then you get into Cumberland City there into Clinton County, far southern parts of Russell County, right on top of Lake Cumberland. If we're not getting a tornado here in the Lake Cumberland area, I guarantee you're getting some serious chop that is on top of Lake Cumberland, and probably some whitecaps coming off that thing with the winds that are likely in excess now, 50 and 60 miles an hour. Severe thunderstorm warning has been extended with that cell to include the rest of Wayne County and into southwestern parts of Pulaski County as well. That does not include Somerset, does not get into the Burnside area, but it is for this possible tornado. We've had no indication that this is a tornado as of yet. This is only a radar indicated tornado where you're seeing that little bit of a couplet that is showing up across this part of the storm as that continues to make its way on through. So the radar in motion, this storm, folks, is not wasting any time at all. It is zipping its way through, and it may be trying to lose just a little bit of steam. That's a good thing. So we're going to stay on the air until that tornado warning is no longer in effect. But this is now only into Wayne County. That tornado warning for Cumberland County or Clinton County and up into sections of Russell County is no longer in effect. So Lake Cumberland in Russell County, that warning is now over for you. That has been canceled. It is now only a small part of Monticello and Wayne County where that warning continues in effect. No reports of any funnel clouds or tornadoes with this as of yet. But as long as there is a possible tornado with this, we're going to continue to stay on the air. I'm going to clear that warning layer off there for those two counties into southern Kentucky. And again, we're going to look into that storm. I mean, if we're not getting a tornado with this, that's a great thing. Unfortunately, what I'm looking at with this is going to be likely some pretty good winds that are heading right toward Monticello. So here's that little bit of a couplet that continues to show up. The area in green, winds are going in this general direction. The winds that are in the red and those bright reds here indicate stronger speed. So those are coming in from a different direction. So this whole thing is spinning just a little bit here to the west of Monticello. So here's Monticello, there's the Mill Springs area. That severe thunderstorm warning is out for the surrounding areas where we've got that tornado warning from Monticello toward Cumberland City. No longer in effect here around Lake Cumberland. That is a good thing, but you put a track on this storm that is going to continue to lift its way to the northeast very quickly. If this thing can hold together, you know what? That may very well impact southern parts of Pulaski County. But I'm looking at this storm, and over the past little bit, I've noticed just a small downward trend in that storm, which is a really good thing. I mentioned a little bit ago that severe thunderstorm watch would likely get expanded farther to the east, and that is now the case. That severe thunderstorm watch has been expanded to include areas all the way to US 23, Paintsville, Prestonsburg, Salyersville, up towards Sandy Hook, Moorhead, and west. They're included in that. Gets into Hazard, so those counties that are now under the gun are also under that severe thunderstorm watch. Even in a severe thunderstorm watch, folks, you can get storms that can sometimes have a little spin up of a tornado. It wouldn't last very long, but odds are this storm here into southern Kentucky, at least over the past half hour or so, had the opportunity to spin up a weak tornado near Cumberland City, and now it is making its way into Wayne County with that tornado warning that continues until 5:45. So we're right now, you got about 14 minutes left in this. I know in Monticello that chances are the sirens are going off right now. A lot of folks going to be a little antsy, a little nervous hearing that. Let me walk you through this, folks. All you got to do is just remember all the safety rules that we practice at school. We go through that severe weather week every March here in Kentucky to kind of walk you through exactly what you should be doing. And that's why we're on the air, to remind you of what you should be doing. And that is seeking a safe shelter. That is, a basement is the #1 place, the absolute safest. Now, I know a lot of us, we don't have basements, right? So we're going to get to the lowest points wherever you're at. If you're in home, if you're in a business, you get to that lowest floor, you get in the middle of the hallway or interior room. It's like when you're cold at night, you put on another blanket, right? Well, we're adding walls as our blanket of security between where we are and that possible tornado. So that's what I want you to do for me, is just get to that interior room, get to the closet, get to the bathroom, hunker down for a little bit until we give you the all clear. Crank your TV wide open right now so you can hear us, and we'll give you that all clear. But if you're in a mobile home, you want to get out of there. Mobile homes are no match for high winds, let alone a possible tornado. And above all else, we protect the head. This is the #1 thing. If you got an old bicycle helmet, put it on. You got an old batting helmet, put it on. You got an old hard hat. We want to put that on as well because, again, we're going to continue to protect our heads with this possible tornado that continues to make its way into Wayne County. So I'm going to zoom in here, show you exactly what we're dealing with that tornado. This thing's going to be out of that tornado warning coming up here in just a few minutes. That storm is making its way very quickly to the northeast. Downtown Monticello, worst of this is up toward the Eadsville area. Getting ready to cross toward the Mill Springs area, Steubenville, Highway 90, busy corridor. I would guarantee you this time of the day, normally would be busy this time of the day. Right now, you may have some folks who are saying, we're going to wait till this storm passes before we get out on the roads. That, my friends, would be a very wise decision on your part. But I continue to look at social media just to see if we're getting anything or any reports from these areas. We are not at the moment, but as long as there's a tornado warning, you know we're going to be here for you to walk you through all of this, no matter where it is in our area. I know for some folks out there, a lot of folks, you say, well, this does not include my house. Nope, it doesn't. But you know what? We treat these folks like we live right there in their community because they rely on us as well. And no matter where you are, at some point or another, chances are you're going to rely on some life-saving information at some point or another due to severe weather that is rolling across the area. Hopefully, this is just a precautionary measure. So we look inside the storm. The couplet with this, it's on top of Monticello, would be about right in here. So again, zipping its way through. But you notice this is really broad in terms of that circulation. So as I look at this, at the moment, nothing with this radar image just truly jumps out at me and screams that, hey, yeah, there's a tornado with this. Does not mean we can't get one, but as of now, we're watching that storm continue to zip its way through the Monticello area and heading toward Mill Springs into northern parts of Wayne County. So that's what we're dealing with. A lot of lightning with this, and I guarantee you we're likely getting in on some pretty good hail with this storm as well as it makes its way through the Eadsville area, northern parts of Wayne County. That's going to continue to zip its way through that 1275 corridor. Oh, we're going to get in on some pretty good rain, some high winds. Steubenville, yep, you betcha. Heavy rain, thunder, lightning to beat the band. Likely some hail, some high winds, and that possible tornado with this. We're waiting to see if we get an update from the National Weather Service down in Jackson and whether or not they're going to extend this warning or just let it go ahead and hit the expiration time, which comes up in about 10 minutes from now at 5:45. I'm thinking that may be the case because they did extend that severe thunderstorm warning out a little deeper. Watching those other cells that are across southeastern Kentucky, especially where we're likely getting out some hail and high winds, pockets of those. You got severe thunderstorms just to the east of Corbin, Manchester. That is heading in your area. That's a storm that started down into Williamsburg and is zipping its way very quickly to the northeast. Barberville, that is off to our north. Then you get into areas of southern sections of Leslie County, the Pine Mountain area. Severe thunderstorms into those parts of southeastern Kentucky, and that one small little severe thunderstorm that is between Mount Vernon, Livingston, and McKee. Chances are that is going to be a large hail maker as it zips its way through that particular part of the world. The radar here into southern Kentucky, into Wayne County in particular, continues to show us a large hail signature, and it is also showing that this storm has lost the rotation with that. So that is certainly some welcome news now. As you can see, we're not seeing that strong rotation that we had just a little bit ago. And this storm was coming out of Clinton County into the western tip, the far northwestern tip of Wayne County. That's when we had the strongest rotation with this storm. So it has been a slow decline so far with that, and that is a decline that we are good with. We want that just to continue to weaken as it makes its way a little farther to the east and the northeast. But as long as there's a tornado warning that is out into those areas, obviously we're going to be on the air for you just to keep you up to date and keep you safe on where the storm may be going. But as of now, I'm looking at the storm and I'm liking the trends with this because it is a storm that is slowly but surely beginning to weaken out. That is welcome news. So to reset everything on the current warnings that are out across central and eastern Kentucky, everything you see in the yellow is under a severe thunderstorm warning and that teeny tiny little tornado warning that is out here into Monticello of Wayne County. So severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's see if we can just hit the counties here just based on the map looking at these. That would be Harlan County. That would be into Leslie County. Severe thunderstorm warning into Jackson County, into Rockcastle County, far northern parts of Laurel County, far southeastern parts of Laurel County, a small part of Clay County, small part of northeastern Whitley County, northern half of Knox County, Pulaski County into Wayne County severe thunderstorm warning, and then that one lone tornado warning that continues in effect. The severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, is pushed all the way now into southeastern Kentucky. Stands to reason they're the area getting in on the worst of the weather as of right now. This goes until 8 o'clock this evening. Not sure the northern and western side of that will fully extend all the way until 8 o'clock, but I do expect that across the south and the southeast. You look at the broad view of your First Alert radar network right now. Thunderstorms here into the Louisville area toward the Bluegrass region, nowhere near as strong. And now we just got our tornado warning extended into a part of Pulaski County as well. So northern parts of McCreary County, parts of Pulaski County, and then into Wayne County with this tornado warning that was just extended into this part of the region. So let's reset everything one more time. Let's get you the information on this. So your tornado warning in effect, McCreary, Pulaski, and Wayne, that's going to go until 6:50 15. This gets right up to Somerset in Pulaski County. But that is the new tornado warning that is out. Monticello, Mill Springs, and farther to the northeast from there. So our storm, the worst of the storm, continues to work its way just to the north of downtown Monticello, Eadsville, Steubenville, up toward Mill Springs. That is rolling into your particular area. And as the storm moves, you see me, I got to move everything to show you guys as well. On what we're dealing with in terms of this fast-moving storm that continues to race off to the northeast. So I look at this, and I'm still saying that the rotation with this is nowhere near as stout as what we had a little bit ago. Yes, there may be just a little bit of spin that is showing up here into northern parts of Wayne County, heading toward the Burnside area of Pulaski County, but it is not as stout as what we were seeing a little bit ago. Doesn't mean that this thing won't pulse up again and start to spin, but if you're along Highway 90, now you need to be seeking that safe shelter immediately, and this storm is eventually going to roll its way right toward Burnside and the southern part of Pulaski County. If you're along Highway 27 here, watch out. That is heading in your direction. May not have a tornado with this, but chances are it's going to have large hail and winds that can reach 60 miles per hour as it continues to race off to the northeast. Other severe thunderstorm warnings are out for numerous counties across southern and southeastern parts of Kentucky. So if you're watching me right now into areas of Pulaski County, into northern parts of McCreary County and a part of Wayne County, just know you are currently under that severe thunderstorm warning that has now been upgraded to a tornado warning. That includes the Burnside area into the southern part of Pulaski County. So again, do me a solid down here. While this storm isn't exactly a textbook indicator of a tornado with this right now, the potential is certainly there. So if you're watching us in the areas we just outlined, seek that safe shelter. If you got a basement, that's where you want to be. Interior room on the lowest floor, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as is possible. That is the key, is you give yourself a little added protection, right? Safety in numbers, yeah, it's more than just safety in numbers of people. It's safety in numbers of walls that are around you too. Protect your head. You see me break this out from time to time. This is a hard hat. I know you may think, I'm going to look silly. Who cares if it saves your life? Put on an old batting helmet, put on an old hard hat that is sturdy, that would keep anything, flying debris, from potentially hitting the old noggin, because that is how most people are injured or, God forbid, die in a tornado. You never want anything to hit your head. You don't want anything to happen to you, but that's why we protect our head above all else. Baseball helmet, bicycle helmet is probably the most popular thing that I would imagine folks have lying around, would be the bicycle helmet. Safest place to be in that tornado is going to be the interior part of your home. You get there, you put as many walls between where you are and the outside. That would be a closet, the stairs, the hallway, the bathroom. It is all about that maximum protection from what you're dealing with compared to what the outdoors are dealing with, and or what is outside of those walls. You never want to let your guard down during a possible tornado, and that's what we're seeing right now. Into Somerset, we got a camera down there. This is not going to pick up on a whole lot, I don't think, because the majority of this is going to be south of our camera, which is not wanting to show up right now because, you know what, of course. So let's go back to the radar picture and show you what we are dealing with on your First Alert Radar Network. So I'm going to gather my bearings, see what additional information we're getting out of these counties here into southern Kentucky with what looks like a very photogenic shelf cloud into southern Kentucky. And we're going to continue to see this storm dropping large hail, high winds, even if it does not produce a tornado. New severe thunderstorm warnings are coming in with this part of the cell as well. So we got a host of counties that are under those tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings that are around the tornado warning. So this is what we're dealing with here. You got Somerset with a tornado warning, Burnside, far northern parts of McCreary County. Folks living along 27 here, connects Somerset and Whitley City. You want to be in that safe shelter right now. This storm is zipping its way very quickly through Monticello, through the Mill Springs area. 6:15, that tornado warning goes for McCreary, Pulaski, and Wayne counties, and it is right on top of Steubenville. This would be Mill Springs. This is 90 now. That goes from Burnside to Monticello. Got to keep a very close eye in this corridor. A lot of folks ask us sometimes when you see the white on the radar like this, what is that indicating? It's not snow. No, this is during severe weather, the radar showing us where it thinks the large hail is currently located. So with this particular storm, you're getting in on the worst of the hail from Mill Springs to Monticello, and then it is a quick drop off behind that. Lightning is trying to intensify just a little more with this as well. Here's that little spot that is along 90 where you have the chance for some rotation. You heard me talk earlier about how this storm is kind of out in no man's land, or should I say no radar land, where a lot of those radars are so far away. You got the curvature of the earth, you got a straight radar beam. Well, guess what? As it gets farther away from the radar site, that beam overshoots the lowest levels of the atmosphere, which is what we need to really see during a tornado or any kind of severe weather. We need to see the lower levels of that particular severe thunderstorm. So your warning goes to Burnside, gets into the southern part of Somerset. So Pulaski County, right now, the tornado sirens are likely going off here around Burnside, and folks down around the marina there, boy, seek that shelter right now. This is McCreary County here, and it is just a very small piece of real estate to the northwest of that. But this storm near Gregory, near Mill Springs, lifting to the north and northeast. Severe thunderstorm warning is out now from parts of Rockcastle County into Jackson County, very small sliver of northern sections of Laurel County, and that gets over into northern Clay County, western parts of Owsley County, southwestern Lee County, and then a severe thunderstorm coming out of Knox County into Laurel County and into parts of Clay County. That warning farther to the east has been allowed to expire. How about the Bluegrass region? We're not seeing a whole lot out there now. Noisy little thunderstorm into Georgetown, Scott County. That is going to head towards Cynthiana, Lexington. We've kind of dodged the bullet so far on the day with a lot of these storms that have been avoiding downtown Lexington, at least the worst of the weather. We're not alone in the tornado warning. So we got this one tornado warning, southern Kentucky. We got tornado warnings that are out into northern parts of Ohio and Indiana as well. So that is certainly some welcome news. And I'm looking at this cell and I'm thinking the tornado warning just dropped out. So the tornado warning has been canceled into Pulaski County and into Wayne County and into McCreary County. So that is certainly good news for now. All right, so no active tornado warning anywhere in our viewing area. So that means we're going to get to the news commercial. What are we going to do? All right. All right, guys. Yeah, I'll be on guard over here. We get any more warnings, obviously we'll break in and let you know very quickly.
All right, Chris, thank you. And we say welcome in here to WKYT News at 5:30. I'm Amber Philpotts.
I'm Bill Bryant. It's actually 5:48 right now, but obviously a lot of weather going on out there. We want to keep you safe. The FBI has released its crime data for 2023, and while the nation saw